Mark Twain once said that there are 2 days that are the most important in your whole life. The day that you're born and the day that you find out why. Well, if those are the 2 most important days, then I believe there's actually a third. The day that you put your why into action. The day you start living your spark. Today, we are going to talk about intentional living. Not as a dramatic leap, but as tiny, faithful steps that add up to a life that feels like you. One that you're proud of. One that you know you've lived out your purpose. We'll name the myths, shrink the fears, and give you a few micro movements that you can start this week, right where you are. Welcome to the Lead with Spark podcast, the show where real women lead with authenticity, show up with presence, and live out their purpose. I'm Lynsey Mulder, speaker, C-suite executive, family gal, travel junkie, and a firm believer that your leadership starts from within. Around here, we go beyond the fluff. We talk about the real stuff no one teaches you in leadership training. Your values, your superpower strengths, boundaries to stop burnout, and how to quit being the chaos coordinator of your own life. Whether you're building a business, leading a team, or just trying to stop feeling stuck in the daily grind, this is your space to get clear, get aligned, and finally lead with confidence. So let's cut the noise and reconnect with the spark that makes you, you. Let's go get our spark on. I have spent a lot of years coaching leaders on confidence and communication, and underneath it all is this one burning question. What am I here to do? And how do I do it on purpose? I love the way John Maxwell talks about intentional living, deciding in advance who you will be and what you will give. It aligns beautifully with our SparkLife formula, values, superpowers, non-negotiables, and your passion. Today, I want to talk about that third day, the day that you put your purpose into action, the day you stop admiring your why from a distance and start actually walking it out. Let's start in the real world, because most of us have no clue what our why actually even is. Actually, I think the stats are like 96% of people have no idea what their purpose is. So if that's you, you're amongst the majority. I can tell you that when I first began stepping into my why, there was no burning bush, there was no message written in the sky. It was just this tug. This feeling deep down in my gut that I knew that I wanted to serve women leaders more deeply. It's always this tug that you can feel like there's something more. I just feel like I should be doing something else. For me, that was a tug to help other people build teams that sparkle with trust. A tug to tell the truth about balancing work and life when you're a mom, a wife, a leader, and yet you still have things you want to do on your own. It didn't arrive as a new job title for me. In fact, it was quite the opposite. It just arrived as the right next step. It's time. I have to start moving and advancing toward it. And then another thing happened that pushed me in that direction, and then another and another. And before you know it, you're actually driving with intention towards your purpose. Now, if you're listening today and you're thinking, well, I should have already known my why, exhale, because that's a myth. And it makes me crazy when people think that, because we treat purpose like it's a pop quiz that we somehow missed. It's not. Purpose is discovered in motion. You learn it by doing, by paying attention to what lights you up and what gives you life to other people when you do it. So if you're one of those people and you're thinking, I don't know my why yet, maybe you just haven't come across it. Sometimes there's a certain experience in our life that all of a sudden we recognize, oh, that's it. It could be now, it could be in 5 years, it could be in 10 years. But if we're paying attention to those things that get us excited and light us up, eventually we will see it. You probably have a little inclination because there's a lot of things that get you excited, those things that you think about and daydream about all the time. Those might be some of your whys. It's just not a full picture yet. I also hear people come up and tell me, well, it's too late for me. I want to tell you, it is not too late. If you've got breath, then you've got purpose. It might look different than you imagined in your 20s, but different doesn't mean lesser. It often means distilled, that you're going to have fewer details. You've got more wisdom and more essence. If you're like me, you grew up on the books of Laura Wilder. I love her story because she raised a family, took care of her house, and she published her first novel when she was 60 years old. It wasn't too late for her, and it's not too late for you. There's hundreds of examples of people that start late in life to actually go after their passion, because then we have the time to free up our minds. We've got the education and experience of time on our side. The last thing that I hear people say is, wait, I should just pause and wait for the absolute perfect time. Well, friends, the perfect time is a very expensive delay. Waiting for the perfect time is like telling your family, hey, we're taking a vacation, and then you never pick a destination and you never actually go. You pack your kids with hope and you talk about those beaches and you talk about all of the experiences that you're going to have, but you never actually do it. Intentional living is picking a place, picking that destination, and even if you change your route on the way, that's okay. There isn't ever a perfect time, the right amount of money in your bank account or the right people around you. That's why we focus on those micro movements and experimenting and testing and trying and moving forward. When we think about our purpose and why, for some reason, we stack up a lot of fears that go along with that. If I find my why, do I have to blow up my life? No, not necessarily. But sometimes, yes, a big change comes bravely, wisely, and with intentional planning. But most of the time, your why is much closer than you think. It can live inside your current job through projects and people that you choose to pour into. It can live in the evenings or on weekends as you volunteer, mentor, or even build something small that really starts to grow. When you find your why, you won't be dragged into change. You'll be drawn into it. You'll be excited, and you'll keep doing it even though no one is clapping yet. I was talking to one of my clients the other day, and she said, I'm scared to tell anyone what I'm excited to do. I'm scared to share my passion because what if I disappoint people? What if my kids don't want me to do this? Not naming it slowly disappoints you, and you are a person worth not disappointing. Of course, they're not going to understand because they're not you. They don't have your unique perspective. They don't understand the big why yet. And it isn't your purpose to help them understand that. Your purpose is to go after what lights you up. Bring them along on the journey. Give them the information that they need, but don't worry about disappointing them. They've got their own purpose that they have to find too. I want you to make sure that at the end of your life, you're not someone who looks back and says, wow, I wish I would have just gone for it. That is the number one thing that people at the end of their life say, that they wish they would have gone after their own passions and stopped worrying so much about what other people thought. Let's put some shape to this with SparkLife in mind. Your values are your compass and your foundation. They're the bedrock under your feet and the true north on your dashboard. They don't shout, they steady you. Values drive your decisions when the room gets really loud and your calendar gets really bossy and messy. They're why you say yes with your whole chest, with your whole gut, and why you say no without apologizing or any guilt at all. When your week aligns to your values, even hard days make sense, and you can feel the click of integrity in your bones. Your non-negotiables are simply your guardrails. They keep you from drifting into the ditch of everyone else's urgency. They're not walls, they're wisdom. They protect what matters so that you can give your best and not your leftovers. You give your best energy to the things that are most important. Those non-negotiables can actually pave a track for you to stay on point driving towards your purpose. And of course, we have to talk about superpowers, my favorite thing. Superpowers are how you move through the world. Maybe you translate complexity into clarity. Maybe you turn chaos into calm. Maybe you spark belief in people who forgot they had any. Your superpowers are faithful to who you are. And when you use them on purpose, people around you breathe easier. That's how you know that you're close to your lane. You lift the room up without trying to impress, and you do it naturally because your superpowers are inherent to who you actually are. And our passion. Let's talk about that tender word, passion. It's the warmth that finds you when you're doing the thing that serves others, and somehow it fills you up too. You can just feel your cup bubbling over. It's not just what excites you, it's what blesses people when you do it. Passion is purpose with traction. It's the quiet fuel on ordinary Tuesdays. I think about passion as the thing that you would keep doing even if no one ever paid you to do it. You would do it all day and not even realize that time were flying by. If I were coaching you right now, I would ask you to do a little audit. Maybe a joy audit, nothing formal, just notice. Where did time disappear today in the best way? When did you feel most alive and least performative? Who was served because you showed up just like you? Don't fix anything yet, just notice. Your why leaves your fingerprints. And if I could whisper one more thing, intentional living is not a cliff jump. It's micro movements. It's that half-inch turn on the wheel that keeps you headed home. It's writing one honest line, making one kind call, choosing one brave no, protecting one small block of quiet because your soul asks for it. You can do this inside a full-time job that you love, or you can do it in the off hours, in those tiny spaces that are open when you choose a volunteer program or to give your time or to help out a friend. There's hundreds of combinations, and none of them require perfection, just micro movements in the right direction. As you're noticing those passions today, you can also look backwards. What are the things that you used to love to do? What are the things that you get excited about? What tugs at your heartstrings so hard that it makes you cry? What gets you so excited that you look forward to it, even if you only get to do it for a moment? Who are the people that you really love to help? What are the things you like to be around or the activities that you like to do? All of these things are going to become a list. And sometimes they look like chaos. They don't look like they match at all. I had somebody who said, well, I love animals and I love to organize things and I actually love to speak out. So when we saw those things on the list, we had to look for combinations. What might that look like? Does that look like training animals to be companion pets? Does that look like volunteering at the Animal Rescue League? When you start to look at your combination, the opportunities are actually endless. One fun thing that I love to do is just write down a whole bunch of stuff that I'm thinking about and pass it to someone else and have them give me their opinion of what opportunities I might want to adventurate on. Where should I test and try things that might get my passion excited? Things that I haven't even thought about or things that I don't even know about yet. This actually rang true for me. I have a passion for helping mothers. I have a passion for making sure that children have everything that they need. I obviously love to talk and speak up. So I gave a friend my list and it included about, 30 other things. When they started to look at it, they came up with ideas that had never crossed my mind. Being a child advocate in the court system. Starting a nonprofit fundraiser to be able to help moms with their babies. Volunteering to be able to teach and read to children in the school system to educate them for a better future. Volunteering at a women's group to be able to educate moms so that they could have a ripple effect in their family. Some of these had crossed my mind, but until they wrote it on paper, I didn't actually start to ponder which ones might actually fill my passion. When I did that, it gave me all kinds of opportunities to go after and adventurate. I volunteered at about 5 different organizations to see which one might be a fit. We actually did put together a nonprofit organization that ran for 7 years, helping moms be able to provide everything they needed for their babies. Lots of opportunities that I could go after and experience with. Yours are the same. Your combination of passions might just look like a big spider web, so share it with a friend and see what brainstorming might do to help you figure out which road you should start following first. You don't have to already know your why. You're not too late. There won't be a perfect time. There will just be this moment, today. As we talked about, you have 3 important days in your life: the day you were born and the day you learned why. That third one is the day that you start letting your life reflect it. Not with fanfare, but with faithfulness. So let your values steer. Let your guardrails protect. Let your superpowers carry the message. And let your passion keep the engine warm. One micro movement at a time. I'm right here with you. Helping women to identify how to live a spark life is my passion. If you are familiar with a women's group or organization or conference coming up and they are looking for a way to have a standing ovation, I would love for you to share their contact information with me so that I can reach out and we can figure out how to bring spark life to your neighborhood. My contact information is in the show notes. I look forward to connecting. Until then, lead with clarity, lead with courage, and definitely lead with spark. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for being here and for doing the work to lead yourself first. If this episode sparked something for you, take a second to subscribe, leave a review, or share it with another woman who's ready to own her leadership. And remember, the way you lead your life is the way you lead everything else. If you or your organization are looking for a speaker, an impactful workshop, or an executive coach, head over to lynseymoulder.com and let's connect. Keep showing up. Keep leading with spark. You got this. I'll see you next time.